All frucked up, making the video for Saturday, July the 19th, 2025, day 76 on the sugar diet. Um, yeah, it's easy. It's easy to follow the people that have already got things figured out, or at least they seem to have already figured some things out. You know, we call those coaches and mentors. And a lot of times it's good to listen to them and take their advice so long as their core philosophies line up with yours. Um, there's our personal health, our wealth, our relationships, our own psychological issues that we face day to day. I don't spend time with people that are content to be sedentary and, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, and I'm probably paraphrasing, Abe Lincoln didn't think too much of a man, or in this case, a human, that was no wiser today than they were the day before. So, yeah, not a direct quote, but yeah, I think there's so much value, like even on our days when we're not feeling our best, to kind of like bootstrap, right? Do whatever is in our own power without relying upon others to, snap ourselves back to some sort of productive frame of mind, positive frame of mind, and take the steps that we know we need to take to have the outcome that we would enjoy having. And sometimes those outcomes are far off, months if not years away, and we've just got to keep our eyes fixated on our goals. I listened to Sadhguru once, that gentleman from the Indian continent that speaks so much about spirituality and so on, and he said something about goals just being kind of ridiculous, and maybe I misinterpreted the whole point of his speech, but it's like, no, my goals keep me sane. My goals keep me striving for something instead of just doing the default behavior of like coming home and plopping down on the couch and doing not much. Netflix and chill. Yeah, I mean, just as much as the next person, I enjoy a good distraction, but there has to be a limit to that. There has to be, because otherwise I would just devolve into someone that just sits around and basically throws their life away. And this is kind of a meandering talk, but successful people are great, because a lot of times we can follow their roadmap, whether it's one of the eminent dead that achieved a life worth remembering, and we can read a biography about them, or read some inspirational thing about how they achieved what they achieved. A lot of value there. But with the rise of social media, I often wonder what people are really like in their personal lives. It's like, okay, you had the success, you achieved the success, but what's the face that you don't show to the world? And where I'm going with all this is, at some point I want to benefit other people with shifts in their mindset, shifts in their diet, and so they can put it all together and have, to the extent that it's possible, to have some idyllic life, be at peace with the person that they are, proud of themselves without being arrogant, because they have that sense of personal satisfaction when they're living in alignment with their core values. And there is a knowing, a sense at least, of fulfillment when you've become the person that you never thought you could become necessarily. I mean, it all depends on where the kid's coming from, right? Where the adult is coming from, but once upon a time we were all kids. So often I hear this person or that person, and it doesn't matter whether it's business or athletics or what have you. They talk about, I never thought I could achieve this, but they kept putting in the effort. They kept taking the steps, inch by torturous, bloody inch sometimes, to get to the point where they've started to like knock off some of the micro goals. There's that macro focus. They're still looking at the larger picture, but they're just repeating the steps that they believe or maybe know will take them where they want to go. And I hope to be one of those people. So it's not just the people that have already, air quotes, arrived, that I think we can draw inspiration and what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration and motivation from. Motivation, I think, is highly overrated, though. It's so many times we have to do things. We don't have to. We have the free will to like opt out. But in order to achieve our goals, we need to take certain steps, even when we're not motivated, even when we don't feel like doing the thing, whatever it is. And not far from where I'm sitting, there's a little plaque that my mom had, and it says, "Just do it now." So yeah, a lot of times it's like, well, I don't really feel like doing that. It's like, nope, just do it now, knock it out, get the sense of accomplishment, and move on. And the other thing, if I enunciate clearly, it's like the more things that we put off, the more they tend to stack up. So if we have a daily routine that just continually chips away at the to-do list, then we don't have as many of those moments, not nearly as many of those moments of overwhelm as what we could have if we allowed things to stack up. To my gearhead brain, it's like, would you like to buy a vehicle that's had all of its maintenance done at the required maintenance intervals, or would you like to buy a vehicle that's, got a bunch of deferred maintenance? All these things that have stacked up that need handled. No one likes that. Whether it's paperwork in the office or, chores around the house, to the extent that we procrastinate to our own detriment. And so yeah, I'm trying to keep the YouTube videos rolling. I'm definitely paying attention to my diet. I'm paying attention even when I don't make the best choices. And I won't make excuses for myself. Yes, I'm human, but I'm also aware that I'm trying to build something here, and that doesn't happen by accident. That doesn't happen because I'm let's make a funny video, and then kind of brush the results aside, like, well, didn't achieve my goal today, didn't get the scale feedback that I anticipated. Well, oftentimes I do get the scale feedback that I anticipated. It's not the scale feedback that I wanted, though. So I think there's still value in people that are coming up, that are doing the thing that they need to do to achieve their goals. I think there's value there. It doesn't always have to be the person that's arrived. It doesn't always have to be the professional coach or mentor that we follow. Oftentimes there can be something just in a conversation that someone says that strikes you, and it's like, wow, I hadn't thought about it that way. Or, man, that little phrase that they just uttered that they didn't even think was anything special. There's so many different ways that I could look at that and implement that psychology in my life. So to the extent that I've been involved in the sugar diet and watching other channels, it's fascinating to watch people as they grow. It's sometimes sad to watch them stumble and think of themselves as failing. And it's like, no, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Isn't that the mantra of so many self-improvement and personal trainer type people? I think it was Robert the Bruce that was credited with saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And I think the context of where I read that, it was, Robert the Bruce was hiding in a cave with what was left of his army, and the British were after him, and he was trying to motivate himself to go out on the battlefield and actually get some results. I could have that wrong, so don't quote me. But yeah, I've derived a lot of value from the other YouTube channels that are working on health and wellness, and yeah, I hope to some extent, even though I'm not this, finished product yet, I'm still in the process of achieving my goals. I hope that I've provided some value to the people that watch these videos and follow this channel. So that, the importance of that, the gravity of that is not wasted on me. It's not lost on me. It's, pardon the noise from the highway, there's a lot of heavy trucks that go by here. But yeah, the importance of staying the course, not quitting the channel. And the early days when I was fructose intolerant and frustrated, not quitting the channel after the sugar diet was basically called out by its creator as being just a waste of time or whatever. I didn't watch those videos, so I don't know the exact verbiage that was used, but yeah, a high carb, low fat diet suits me. I'm going to make the best of it going forward. And in spite of all the struggles along the way, I want to keep plowing forward, even when I'm low energy. Admittedly, that's probably because I cut out the rock star energy. But yeah, I hope there's value here. And to the extent that I have failed to provide value, feel free to sound off in the comments and let me know what you'd like to see going forward. Talking points, struggles that you might be facing that I might have also gone through and could provide a little bit of insight on. Because again, I don't think I have to be some perfectly polished, well-marketed health and wellness channel to make an impact. I don't have to have arrived at my finished product or my perfect physique to have some input and some value to people that may be struggling. So that said, I hope this video made some semblance of good sense. That yeah, I'm here if anyone has something that they would like answered, or they'd like a different perspective on. So yeah, because I've done low carb, intermittent fasting, keto, protein sparing modified diet, low fat, high carb now, under the banner of the sugar diet. And no, I've never actively pushed for a lot of subscribers. I've never done any of that, but I feel like I have a lot to offer. So if you feel the same, then hit me up in the comments and I will be happy to respond to the best of my ability. And we won't just sit and commiserate together. It'll be something actively constructive, positive that we can work on. So with that, I will wrap up this video. I hope you've enjoyed your Saturday. See ya.